You cannot lose with a James Patterson book. James Patterson is a very entertaining author, a must-read book author, and he's created another novel by the name of The Number One Lawyer. He's teamed up with Nancy Allen. They have published a book in March of 2024, and today we are going to be reviewing it. So please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe.
Whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so put your worry.
Hello everyone, and welcome to It's a Southern Thing Book Club. I want to start the review off by saying that it's entertainment purposes only, opinion based, and I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe and enjoy the review. I'm going to give this book 4 stars off the bat. The Number One Lawyer, he's America's best lawyer until he is its number one suspect. Attention grabbing already from the bat. The reviews and the recommendations on this book was extremely high. Not because James Patterson is not just already a great author, but he's also a compelling one. He's entertaining, and his books are definitely easy reads. You can get them done very quickly. And definitely with this legal thriller book, considered one of the recent fan favorites, it has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of great characters, short chapters, which James Patterson is definitely known for, and cover-ups for this book particular. So it's broken down into different parts of the book. The first part, it introduces Stafford Lee Penney as the number one attorney for Southern Mississippi. And he's definitely just walking in those same steps as his dad. He's keeping an undefeated reputation for winning every single case. And he is just trying to get it done. He's defending Daniel Cairo. Daniel Cairo is a white man on trial for a double murder case of the victim Aurora Gates, who is a black woman, who was found dead floating in the water. What makes the case so interesting is because in Biloxi, the population for black people is only about 21%. But what makes it also interesting is neither one of those attorneys have lost the case. So you got Stafford Lee Penney, and then the DA, who is a black man by the name of Henry Gordon James. The victim is also the DA's niece. So you already have a great start of a story. Stanford has the help of Mason Barnett, who is a trial attorney with his own law firm. And then you have Jenny Lasser, who is the private investigator. So the case pretty much is taken inside of the courtroom. We're defending Daniel Cairo, but then the case starts getting interesting. We got some high and low parts. The case is entertaining to me because you got Stafford Lee getting punched by the victim's father. He gets punched in the eye, and just the tension inside of this courtroom is so high. We found out so much information that really just made everyone in that courtroom emotional, because there's more victims that are underneath the hands of Daniel Cairo. Now, Daniel Cairo is the OBGYN doctor for all of these victims. Now, they all died underneath the same MO. But what happens with the case is, after the arguments, the jury has found Cairo not guilty. And it just brings the court to their knees. We skip to a part where, after the verdict, Stanford goes to the Hiram Casino Bar, which is owned by Daniel Cairo's father, to celebrate with Mason, the attorney. 3 a.m. in the morning, Jenny gets a phone call, who is the PI agent, that says from a detective, Stanford Lee, his wife, and there's a third victim, they are all found dead. She is just baffled. And then the drama just pretty much starts there, because we find out that Stafford Lee is not dead. He is passed out drunk at Jenny's house after celebrating with Mason. But when they go to the home and they find out that Stafford Lee's wife is found dead, shot in the head, with her side piece, the football coach from the school that she works at, and then Benjamin Gates is the third victim, and Benjamin Gates is the father of Aurora Gates, who is the victim in the Daniel Cairo's case at the beginning of the book. So to set it up, Benjamin Gates is in the far end of the room. He has shot Stafford Lee's wife, and he has shot the side piece, the football coach from the school that Carrie Ann, the wife, works at. And it jumps to part 2 of the book. After the death of his wife, Stafford is still working. He got to make his money. But Stafford Lee ain't pretty much the same. Stafford Lee over here losing cases now. He's wearing flip-flops to court. He's wearing wrinkled suits. He's unprepared. He's drinking every single night. He's blacking out on the beach. And his friends, Mason and Jenny, are just like, you know what? Just take Stafford to a rehab. He needs to be in rehab to recover. He is completely just lost it. So they assigned him 60 days at this rehab, and he thinks that he's going to be serving the whole 60 days, but he actually does pretty good, to the point where they start, I think he only stayed like 5 weeks in their rehab, and then they went ahead and let him out. But while all of this is going on, Jenny is not letting the case go. She's saying, you know, something ain't right about how Benjamin, you know, just decided out of the blue, right after the verdict, go ahead and kill Carrie Ann and go ahead and take the football coach's life. So she goes and finds more information on the case. And this is the case of Carrie Ann. But she goes and meets Pastor Gates. And Pastor Gates and Jenny go ahead and they meet up at this restaurant, and they talk about the case. And then we find out that Benjamin couldn't have killed Carrie Ann or the football coach because Benjamin is left-handed. In the reports, it said that he had killed them with his right hand. Then we find out that there are 3 victims with the same MO that were all under Daniel Cairo's direction. That's the free man that Stafford Lee has just freed. Then we also find out that Stafford Lee has went ahead and hired a new assistant who is an intern by the name of Rue. And Jenny and Rue found out more things, that Benjamin was not alone in the car. There were actually 2 people inside of the car. And then Stafford Lee starts getting some threatening voicemails about how he needs to drop the case. You done already freed a man. There's no need for you to keep going down this rabbit hole. Just let it go and we'll move on about your life. And then the last thing was that Jenny ends up getting beat up, and she gets dumped on Stafford Lee's front porch. And so when that all happens, it's damaging to the case a little bit, but we really get some really good information. So I know you thinking the same thing as I'm thinking. So when is Stafford Lee gonna get accused of murder? Here we go. Rue, who is the intern at Stafford Lee's firm. Homegirl is busy. Homegirl working as an intern at Stafford Lee's firm. She ain't getting paid. She's getting free board at Stafford Lee's house. So she's an intern. She's going to school to be an attorney. And she's cleaning houses on the side at the Cairo home. Rue gets arrested not only for grand larceny, but also she's accused of stealing jewelry from Iris Cairo. Now, who is Iris Cairo? Iris Cairo is Daniel Cairo, the free man who Stafford Lee has freed. That's his wife. Iris Cairo is now found murdered in her home. A search warrant is issued for the Lee house, and they find a flip-flop with blood on it that links Stafford Lee as the co-conspirator with Rue. They both get arrested, and Jenny is not letting it go. She is on the hunt. She is trying to get all the information she can. She getting information from old detectives that was a part of the PD at the same time of the case, and he decided to quit, but he got some information. She goes to the gun shop and she stumbles upon the murder weapon. She goes to the tech shop. She gets more information or an understanding of malware. and then we get to the case. Now, the case concludes when we find out who really does it. And sorry for a spoiler alert for anybody who is reading it, but it is the bodyguard of Hiram Cairo. Hiram Cairo is the father of Daniel Cairo. The bodyguard has killed Aurora Gates and the other victims with the same MO, including Carrie Ann. Mason is the one that set it all up and killed Iris Cairo by mistake. So I really enjoyed the thriller. It doesn't leave us with a lot of unanswered questions. It only wants us wanting more from James Patterson. So what does James Patterson got going on? What's next? Well, he has released a couple of books that I will give a little description of. We have The Secret Lives of Booksellers and Librarians. It was released on April the 8th of 2024. It gives us a step inside of a new world where we can feed our curiosities, discover new voices, find whatever you want or required. And this place has the magic of rainbows, unicorns, but it's also a business, the book business. So that'll be interesting to read. We have The Murder Inn, which is released on April the 16th of 2024. When you have an ex-cop, Bill Robinson. He takes over the inn by the sea, and all he wants is a quiet escape from the city. But when a crime boss moves into town and begins terrorizing Bill's friends, he can't just sit back and watch. It's not long before local criminals are turning up dead and the inn comes under attack. But with the help of the inn's fearless residents, Bill must do whatever he can to defend his town, his chosen family, and his home. And then on the 26th of May of 2024, there is the release of the 24th Hour. We have Cindy, who is getting married, and before they can raise their glasses, there's a disturbance in the restaurant and a woman has been assaulted. Claire examines the body, Lindsay makes an arrest, Yoki takes the case, and Cindy covers it. The local strategy is complicated by gaps in the plaintiff's memory and the shocking reason behind her ever-changing testimony. And then lastly, we have a children's book, which is MK's Detectives, The Poisonous Puzzle, which was released on May the 7th of 2024. To clear her name and to help the police crack the case, Minerva starts her own detective club. So what if there are only two other members, and one being Minerva's accident-prone daredevil brother and the other being the biggest and quietest kid in school? Minerva knows that her brain power, the club skills, and the case files full of suspects, they can unmask the poisoner, hopefully before it's too late. This page-turning new mystery series is packed with thrills, chills, laughs, and unforgettable characters, and will leave the kids eager to join the best club around. So that's what James Patterson has coming on, and I hope that you guys can be able to read those books, and if you would like to share them in the comments or on our Telegram in the Southern Thang Book Club, it will be well appreciated. I appreciate everyone for watching the video. Please follow us on our social medias. We have It's a Southern Thang on TikTok. We have It's a Southern Thang on Instagram, and then we have It's a Southern Thang Book Club on Telegram. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye, guys.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worry. I get it, the odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even consider it such, no, you'll stand tall.